Guys, back at you again today with another video. Today I'm filming it this way for reasons because there's a lot of comics and I want to get through them quicker. And because I'm ugly. Just kidding. I'm sexy. Anyways, we have this huge stack of comics that's accumulated over the past 2 weeks. So this week and last week, most of them were gotten this weekend. 2 of them were gotten earlier this week and 4 of them were gotten last week. So without further ado, go ahead and show you the haul. This is from the comic store I visited. My local comic store, Empire Comics, on, sorry for the shaky camera, Saturday last week. So yeah, I got the new Superman, issue number 4, which I'm like really far behind on. So yeah, I'm catching up with issue 4, and there's 7 of them, so I have to keep going. So next I'll get 5 and so on. Next, I got Captain Atom, The Fall and Rise of Captain Atom, issue 1, and I got the variant. So yeah, pretty happy about that. 1 of 6. No, it's not going to want to focus. Alright, whatever. And now it's not focusing at all. There we go. There you go. So yeah, 1 of 6. It's pretty cool. It gives some potential clues to the whole Watchmen aspect of Rebirth. And I'm just excited to see how it ends up. Next is Justice League of America, The Ray Rebirth, issue 1, which is a one-shot, because we'll get to see him in JLA, which I'm super hyped for that book, guys. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you'll see. But the Atom one, I enjoyed that. I wish they made that a whole series by itself. Just the new Atom. But the Ray, it looks to be pretty good as well. They're bringing the Ray back. He's a pretty cool character. So happy to see that classic JLA going on. Batman's going to be in it, Vixen, Killer Frost, the Ray, and the Atom. So do check that out if you guys have the time or want to read a new comic. Okay, and that's what I got from the comic store. Actually, this one, it was just those 2. Oh, shoot. And I had a Poe Dameron. Oh, let me get that one out. Sorry. Forgot all about him. I just got this purely because of the cover. Just looks pretty funny. This BB-8 with this little thumbs up taser looking thing. Poe Dameron all beaten up. Like, wait, I can explain. Issue 10. I think this is the most recent we've gotten. Except for the one they released this month. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what I got. So yeah, that was all I got from the comic store. And the Ray I actually got from Books A Million in Louisville. Next up is these comics. Icons 4 of 4 Chamber, issue number 4. 4 of 4. Never really heard of this character, but this was at the Dollar Tree from the Dollar Comic things. So I just picked it up because I saw Marvel, and yeah, it's pretty cool. This one is also from the Dollar Tree. The Many Faces of Evil, Eclipso. The Darkness Within. It's kind of cool. It's pretty thick, and it's issue 1, so special issue 1. It's really thick. And what's going on with Kiss back here? Like, what? It's not the classic Kiss. It's 90s Kiss, so the 90s were troubling times. But yeah, this is kind of cool. It's got like different personalities and stuff. Issue 1. So, you know, couldn't go wrong with that. Okay, so yesterday I visited The Great Escape because I wasn't planning on going there at all for a long time, but they had a comic blowout sale, which they had a whole room full of comics for like $1. Everything in there was $1 or less, so it's like the Dollar Tree of comics. They had recent comics, old comics, really old comics, really recent comics. It's awesome. They had posters for 50 cents. They had t-shirts for $1. Sadly, there were no more t-shirts when I got there. But check this out. I got this poster, print type thing, of Mr. Miracle. And yeah, that's it for the poster. That cost me 50 cents, so that was pretty cool. I was pretty happy because I like decorating my room with that kind of stuff, as you guys can tell from the decorations back here. Then I also got this because it was free, and I never actually picked this up on when it came out in 2014 for Free Comic Book Day because I was late getting there and they're all out of copies, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up. I already read most of Future's End, but it's just nice to have. Issue 0. Next, I picked up Guardians of Infinity issue 1 because I like the Guardians of the Galaxy. especially by Bendis. This one's by Dan Abnett, so you can't go wrong with that. And I just like the art on the cover and what it looks like on the inside. And it's got Nebula, Thing, and Rocket right there. There's an extra story. Drax. I'm not quite sure who that is, but you guys know the rest. Next up, this was an awesome find for $1. You could not beat this. It's World's Finest issue number 147. As you can see by the 12 cents and the beaten up, the old DC Comics logo. This is actually from 1965, so yeah, it's a little bit insane. It's super old. This is going to be my third oldest comic. No, fourth. I went from 1963. My oldest is 1953. It's that Indian Chief. Issue 1, look, it's up there. Hanging up. That's it. 1953. My oldest comic. But yeah, this cost me $1. So you can't go wrong with something that old. That's got Batman and Superman and Jimmy Olsen and Robin. So yeah, I was pretty hyped about finding this. Actually, my friend that was there with me found it. And I kind of took it from him. So sorry, man, but I just had to get this. Next is Swamp Thing issue 117. I just like this cover. They had a lot of Swamp Thing stuff. So I just went off which cover I thought was the coolest. And I decided on this one because it just looked cool. Looks like something crazy is going on here. Next up, this is cool. Pumpkinhead issue number 2 of 4. I was trying to find issue 1, but they didn't have it. But Pumpkinhead, if for those of you who don't know, is a horror movie, and you guys know I'm a big horror movie fan. And of course, I had to pick this up because the cover is just awesome. Look at that art. Looks like a painting. But yeah, I'm a big fan of horror comics, big fan of horror movies. Pumpkinhead was a pretty good one. So picking that up made me pretty happy for $1. Can't go wrong. Then next up is Poe Dameron issue number 2. And I just got this because I really haven't read most of that series. I got issue 10, which is just purely for the cover, just because it looked cool. Because I kind of wanted Star Wars to read. So issue 2, I tried to see if they had issue 1, which they did not. So I guess I'll start with issue 2 and work my way up from there. Next up is Thunderbolt, and this was actually really cool. I got issues 1 through 9 for $1.50. That's 50 cents more than $1, but come on. For 9 issues of a 90s, well, I mean, they might not be worth that much, but I don't know. It's like at least one arc of story. So I was pretty happy to find this because I got issue 1, and it looks pretty cool, in all honesty, by DC. So yeah, here's issue 1. Issue 2. Issue 3, I really like the cover on this one. Because of that guy back there. He just looks cool. And because the fighting. That looks cool. Issue 3. Issue 4. Issue 5. This one's in beat up condition, but. Issue 6. Issue 7. I really like the cover of this one as well. Alone Against Shard. Issue 8. And last but not least, issue 9, featuring the Justice League of Europe. Back in the 90s, they did like a Justice League of Europe, Justice League of Canada, Justice League of America. They had different branches of the Justice League. But as you can see, I'm not quite sure who any of these heroes are, except for Green Lantern and the Flash, so that's kind of cool. That stretchy guy looks like Elongated Man, possibly. And that may be Copperhead, I'm not sure. But yeah, issue number 9 of Thunderbolt. So yeah, that's it for this comic haul. Like I said, it was kind of accumulative. It looked like I had a lot, but it was mainly just because these 9 issues of Thunderbolt. But yeah, that was all I really did this weekend, and last weekend was go comic. You guys saw that video I did I think that was a couple weeks ago, of me doing the hunt. So that's basically what I do. I like to do that kind of stuff. And sometimes it pays off, other times you find bad stuff. But in this case, it paid off because for all of the stuff, from the Gray Escape was about $7. From the Dollar Tree was $2, so that's $9. And then it's about $9 the other day for the comics from Empire. So that's about an $18 trip for all these comics. I think I'll take it. Alright guys, that's it for today. Peace out.